Welcome to Crimson Guitars, welcome to the Weekend Workshop Tools Special. This is the second time I'm recording this because the certain media department lost the audio files, or they just weren't recorded, I don't know. However, this is a special, and what I'm going to be doing now, because of my well-known obsession with vintage tools, I've ended up dealing in them a little bit on the side, and which means I actually get access to a hell of a lot more extra special bits and pieces throughout the week. I really do have an awesome life. I work in a guitar company and I work in a vintage tool company. It is just amazing. But anyway, weekly actually will be filmed from my weekend workshop. It's just that we ran out of time, and I ran out of space on the phone in which I film at home. Anyway, so I'm filming this here, but moving forward, this special will be filmed from the weekend workshop. That was a ramble of rambleness, and I apologize profusely. Now, because this is the first one, I have decided to feature what is undoubtedly the very, very best hand plane I have ever experienced in my life. And it is new old stock. It's basically brand new. It was made sometime in the last 10 years, and you'll be seeing all sorts of lovely swooshy, pretty close-ups. It is amazing. It's got these incredibly complex dovetails in the brass and steel, so steel sole, brass sides, and it's a Cocobolo infill, which, woohoo, CITES Schedule 2. I'm pretty sure Cocobolo is on that. I'm 100% sure Cocobolo's on that. But it was handmade by a chap called Nigel Melfi, who is a superb violin maker as well. And this is only the second one of these that I have knowledge of being made. I haven't phoned him to ask, but I can only see this and one other on the internet. And if it's not on the internet, it's not real anyway, is it? Anyway, so the fantastic thing about it, it's really small. It's basically a block plane. It's 4 3/4 of an inch long, sorry. And essentially, I bought it for myself, for my collection, and it's then sat on a shelf looking absolutely gorgeous, but I can't bring myself to use it. It's a virgin. It is a pristine, unused, unsharpened thing of beauty, and if I don't sell it soon, I'm gonna have to use it and thoroughly devalue it at the same time. But anyway, look, let's get onto the quick specifics about one of the reasons why it's so beautiful. For one, it is designed and made by this violin maker. It's got these complex, I think they're called Cupid's bow dovetails, and the top of the iron has also got the same Cupid's bow design. It has a fantastic little inlay. It's black abalone, but the central part is a little bit of inlay from center purfling from an acoustic guitar. It is basically a musical plane, and it's really cool. But on top of that, it is designed to be used specifically for highly figured woods, such as flame sycamore, flame maple, that you would be using while building violins. And first of all, it's got a relatively high angle. If you want, check the listing. It's currently up on my eBay. There'll be links below, or check out the vintage tool, ebay.com/something the vintage tool, and it'll be on there, where it goes into the actual degrees and all of that. But it's got a fairly high break angle. Break angle. We're talking about guitars again, aren't we? And a super tiny mouth. I mean, absolutely pristine. Now, the point of a tiny mouth is, as your blade is cutting the chips, the chip wants to lift up. And if it lifts up too high, it cracks. And that crack then goes underneath the level at which you're cutting and causes tear out. With a fine mouth, the front of the plane is pushing down where it wants to crack, and it stops the cracking from happening. And yeah, that's the last thing. It basically stops tear out. The other beautiful thing about this, and this is where I totally geek out, this is also designed such that you can take the blade out, flip it around, and what you end up with is a giant mouth, but a scraper plane. And I think that is, I'm not gonna just randomly split out a degree, because I will be wrong. It's a much higher, much steeper angle, and the blade then acts as a scraper, which is even better for use on highly figured timbers. So for one, I want to try that on a plane that I'm allowed to use, and yeah, for two, you have to have a look at these close-ups, and I'm sorry, it is so beautiful. Yeah, it's one of those things we actually couldn't figure out. I sat here for about half an hour trying to figure out how Cupid's bow in dovetails are made, and we think that you have to put them together at a 45-degree angle, sort of bring it in like that. There's no other physical way you can do it. It's mind-blowing. It's an example of fantastic craftsmanship in metal, and it really makes me want to make fine planes myself, just to see if I can ever come close. Anyway, look, thank you for watching. There will be a lot of more interesting, more run-of-the-mill tools. I have a massive weakness for Miller's Falls drills. I really do. This here is an 1877 or thereabouts Miller's Falls #1. Again, Coca-Cola, actually. And you know, I'll show you one of these next week. There we go. I'll show you 2 of them next week, because I have 2 of that, and just stuff like that. So it's basically, you know, your Saturday tool porn. Did I choke up when I was saying that? I choked up when I was saying that. Your Saturday tool porn. Thank you for watching. I will be back with more soon. Click like, subscribe. Please consider supporting our Patreon, and check out thevintagetool.com for, that's it, vintagetool.com. You'll see this links to this on there. But most importantly, go and caress your tools and maybe make some shaving at the same time. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Dirty, dirty, dirty minds.